If you're facing serious criminal allegations such as drug trafficking, the State of Queensland might apply to freeze your assets and ultimately sell your assets. This includes real estate, vehicles, boats, jet skis, jewellery, cash and shares. The Commonwealth of Australia also has confiscation legislation which enables it to freeze your assets and sell your assets if you've been charged with a criminal offence. It's not necessary that you're convicted of an offence for them to take your assets. That's one thing that people don't understand. The civil process in the confiscations proceeding is separate to the criminal process. Just because the criminal process might be dropped doesn't mean that the civil process will be dropped. If you're charged with offences such as drug trafficking, it's important to know that the state or the Commonwealth can take your assets even if they've been obtained legally. That is, you might have inherited some property, you might have worked for some property and have the tax receipts to show it, but it doesn't mean you can keep it if you go down for drug trafficking or other related offences. This area of law is extremely complicated and you need someone experienced to guide you through it. We've acted for many people in confiscation matters where we've been able to negotiate an excellent settlement for them. If you're served with any application documents from the Supreme Court of Queensland or the Federal Court, it's important that you get legal advice straight away. Often the return dates for those applications are in a day or two from the date you receive them. You need to know your legal rights and whether or not you want to object to the property being frozen. You also need to know in the long term how the process will work out and your chances of keeping your property. If you're convicted of a criminal offence and the state's saying at the same time that your assets were obtained through that criminal enterprise, it's very difficult to keep your assets. But the legislation goes further than that. So if you're found not guilty of the criminal offence, the State of Queensland can still pursue the action to take your assets. There are defences you can raise to these applications under the Criminal Proceedings Act. It's not always a defence, however, that the assets were obtained lawfully. Sometimes it doesn't matter. Often you might have to say that it's not in the public interest for the assets to be confiscated from you. That's a fairly technical argument and you need good advice in order to be successful in showing that it's not in the public interest for the state or the Commonwealth to take your assets.